Hello, welcome to everybody aboard today to Jetstreamers Around the World podcast trip, where I chat to your favourite streamers on each leg of the journey. It is Sunday, June the 25th, 2 days before my birthday, 2023, and today we are departing from the capital of Pakistan, Islamabad, and we're going to be heading over to the stunning home of the Taj Mahal, which is Agra in India. We're originally going to be going to New Delhi, but it's literally the other side of New Delhi, so I thought we'd have a nice bit of sightseeing. So yeah, we'll be flying over the second largest city in Pakistan, which is called Lahore, and also the capital of India, New Delhi, just before we touch down in Agra. Just a few moments, we'll dim the lights and get ready for takeoff, so buckle up and pray that we land in one piece. Our co-pilot today is a content creator, speaker, and host who is a Twitch ambassador and co-founder of Black Twitch UK. She's also an advocate for diversity and representation in gaming, and is well known for her custom content in The Sims, enabling those playing... Wait, I can't write. In The Sims, enabling those playing to have characters that truly look like themselves. She's also part of the UK and Ireland Twitch Pride campaign. Please welcome Ebonix.
Hi, bays, gays, and theys. How are we?
Boiling, absolutely boiling.
Oh, who are you telling? Who are you? I'm currently auditioning for the role of Wicked Witch of the West. I'm melting.
I feel like it. And we're neighbours as well, so we're both experiencing the same level of heat.
Scotch bonnet.
Oh, well, let me get ready to start, because it's about 5 minutes longer than normal, which is, probably won't be noticeable. However, this is for the very first time we're going to be flying with the exact weather and the exact time. So they use the weather data as well as working out like where the sun is and everything. And so this is going to be a real flight.
Oh, that is sick.
So if you just hold on to your seats here, your drinks, put your drinks up. We're about to take off. Oh, but welcome to the podcast. Have you ever been to Pakistan or India?
I haven't been on that. Or no, I have passed over that side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't actually been that side.
No. Oh, where did you?
I do really want to go to Bali.
Went to Bali, very nice. How was that?
And I really want to go to Bali.
Oh, you really want to go? Oh, I thought you said you'd gone.
Yeah.
Oh, where have you been that's flown over here?
So that's actually, let me do my geography real quick before I embarrass myself.
Don't worry. You would not embarrass yourself here. Definitely not.
So I've been to Thailand.
Nice.
And China.
Very nice.
I was right. Yeah. So I've flown. I've gone past there, but I've not actually stopped on that side of the world. Not just yet.
So are you used to you're used to kind of the sweatbox of? Because I mean, I hear Thailand is just pure humidity. Or was it okay?
I think it depends on where you're at. So I think Bangkok has because it's quite high rise and city, inner city, it is super humid. But a lot of the shops and stuff have really good AC, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But we went to Thailand for a week. We went to Bangkok for a week, and then we went to Krabi, which is on the coast.
Oh.
So even though it was really hot, there was so much breeze from the ocean. You didn't really feel it. It was just it was a nice and very welcomed hot, unlike the UK.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're just not built for it, are we? Our buildings are just they're built to keep the heat in, and I'd rather they didn't.
Just knock everything down and start again, please. What is this?
Exactly, yeah. They could do that around here, to be honest.
We need it.
But welcome. So, I mean, first things first, how's your day been?
So like I said, I literally rolled out of bed about 30 minutes ago.
How's your week been, shall I say?
The week's been good. It's been fairly busy. I've been working on a project that it hasn't yet been announced, but I've been working on the renders and stuff for it that I can't wait to share with everyone when the time comes.
Ooh.
And I had a really cool meeting with a quite well-known magazine, and that's hopefully coming out at the end of the month, just about the usual representation in gaming and what needs to be done better. And I had a really cool podcast recording with the lovely Lauren with Jinx. So it's been a very busy week, very, very busy.
And then you finish it with this. I'm sorry.
No, this is a great end to the week.
Very
Great end
chilled.
to the week.
Oh, but
Mhm.
yes, I mean, what's yeah, so you've got all of that coming up. I mean, I've got a few areas of questions that you've already seen them, so you know what they're going to be, but
Yeah.
about all of this. But like, yeah, outside of streaming and outside of gaming, what do you get up to? Because you got a little pupper, haven't you?
I do. She is aboard the flight. She is in her little the carry-on bag well,
Yeah.
literally under the seat, under the desk right now. Yes. So life with Fendi is probably one of the best things ever. She has helped my mental health so much since I got her. And it's been about a year now. Well, yeah, a little bit over a year.
Oh.
And yeah, I literally I'm so grateful that I've kind of had her this last year because one, she's like really helped motivate me get out of the house, like to go out for walks and even just like playing. Like it's like a massive boost of is it dopamine or serotonin? One of
I
them.
One of them,
I think
yeah.
serotonin. I think it's the serotonin. Like just when she gets up in the morning and she's just like, oh, "Mom, what's good?" And it's like, "Oh, hey, baby girl," and
Yeah.
it immediately makes me happy and smile. Um,
Mm.
yeah, so yeah, life of her is great. And yeah, outside of streaming, I think to be honest with you, I haven't even been doing that much streaming because we've been outside. Like there's been so many events, and I've had quite a few cool like business meetings and stuff. So I'm in like quite of a transitional part of life at the minute.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess it kind of works out since everything's kind of going a bit crazy with the like the content creation space. So I've been just like exploring different modes of content creation, but that also make me feel like I'm creating more like purpose driven content that resonates with me rather than just like putting out stuff for the sake of it. And I kind of felt like that's what I've been doing for the last couple months, if not like the last year or so. So yeah, so I've just been like exploring different things and yeah, and trying to find what works for me and have had some really cool opportunities come up. And I've signed something really cool. And I hope that announcement will be coming this week that I can share with you guys too.
Oh, we got you on here a week early.
I
Could have got
know.
all the new
All the
stuff to chat
tea.
about.
I
Exactly.
know all the tea will be out soon. Don't worry.
Have you noticed like a difference in streaming and content creation since lockdown finished?
Yeah, I think it's the obvious where people aren't at home anymore, is that
Yeah.
everyone's kind of outside, so there aren't one as many people streaming that you kind of met through them live streaming
Yeah.
themselves. There are more events, so you kind of see more people at events. um and then you kind of also notice like the transition of I don't want to say people like taking like streaming seriously, but I think it was more like in lockdown, people were really like considering it as something that they could do long term.
Yeah.
And then as lockdown, lifted, it got a bit like, this really ain't it. It was really not hitting.
Yeah.
And yeah, the motivation kind of fell off, which was kind of sad because I saw so much potential in a lot of people. Um, but yeah, but I mean, as long as they find joy in whatever they're doing, if it's not streaming, then I guess that's the main thing, isn't it? Because it does get overwhelming. Like no
Yeah.
one really talks about it, but listen, this is a full time job, not 9 to 5,
No.
full 24-hour job. So yeah, I understand. I get it.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it is like kind of sad seeing people that I think maybe during lockdown they'd got all that, like their numbers were really high and they were bringing in enough
Mhm.
money to kind of do it full time, and then
Mhm.
realize that yeah, once lockdown's finished and people are out, numbers are dropping and people don't have as much money maybe to spend on that because they're going out and spending it, and it's been sad seeing people kind of because
Absolutely.
I know a few people whose mental health has really taken an impact and they've had to stop streaming because they were just getting really focused with the numbers
Yeah.
and yeah,
Oh, that's a shame.
it does
I'm
suck.
seeing it with brands though as well, because even like the
Yeah.
sponsored stuff, it's like earlier on in the like you usually have a quiet first 3 months of the year. They're like, okay, yeah, they're figuring out their budgets, cool. Then it got to April and we was like, got to May and we was like, oh. Sitting in June and it's like,
you gonna message?
Like, hi, me again. Just 27th email, not a problem. No, you're busy. But yeah, like even the brands, like they've obviously the budget smaller, staff forgot. I was like, bro, this is a very rattling year. But it's because they used the numbers when they were, in lockdown for the following years, and then obviously things cut back. So I don't think they were very smart with it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we move on to the next bit, Fergie, you didn't pull the emergency. You didn't redeem the emergency question, but you said questions to Danny is: do you prefer Ebonix or Danny? Which one do you prefer?
I don't mind, babes. My biggest twinist. I don't mind.
Yeah, that's true. Are you going to jump Ben with me for hating Beyonce? I do not hate Beyonce. I spent £400 on tickets. I do not hate her. So
where is this coming from? Because this is turbulence right now.
I think my favorite Beyonce songs are the ones that people don't like. My favorite album is the Sasha Fierce album, which I know is quite basic. I think it's just
Ben.
Yeah.
Get out the captain seat. Get out the captain seat. I'm the captain now. Get out the seat.
See, Ed is
I'm taking over.
Ed is horrified that I like If I Were a Boy. I like it. It's good grammar as well. I really. I used to be an English teacher.
Of all songs, especially after Renaissance dropped, you are sitting here telling me that If I Was a Boy. Is that your favorite?
No, my favorite is Crazy in Love. And she only sang it for like 30 seconds at the concert. I was really gutted.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that one. No, what she didn't sing, which I was almost about to fight her for, was Freakum Dress.
I thought you were going to say Halo then.
No, Freakum Dress. I was ready. I was getting ready to go off, and then she cut the whole thing off. Oh. And I was ready to cuss 2 bad words. And I know I can't do that because it's Beyonce, but how could you?
I mean,
how could you?
Yeah, I liked Alien Superstar, and yeah, I mean, I like Renaissance. There are just lots and lots of songs, and I like maybe 3 of them. I could quite happily listen to a lot of them, maybe 3 of them a few times.
Really? No, Advocate, that's me, because that's me with Church Girl, Cozy.
Oh, I like Cozy. Cozy was great.
Yeah,
that was in my head Cozy for the entire concert. She played it quite near the beginning, and I'm like, by the end, that's all I was singing.
I'm still singing Cozy.
Yeah. And now you've mentioned it, I forgot about it. Yeah.
Move out the way. Oh. I want my girls and we y'all need space, because that to me is just like stepping out. Like, what's up?
Because for those who don't know, you were in like the ultra VIP area with like all the celebs and stuff, weren't you? And we were.
Oh, I wish. I don't know. I don't think there was any celebs in that bit, but it was like there was like the Alien Superstar section was kind of like directly in front of the stage. And it was it was sectioned off. We had like seats, but then the ultra VIPs were like raised up.
Yeah, apparently Adele was there.
Yeah, I think she was either on the left or the right of me. Yeah, so that's superb. But it was cute to have a little,
It was amazing, and we had
cornered of space.
My favorite were this group of girls behind us that were literally dying. They just the second they saw, like, they just had tears down like their face the entire show, just screaming.
I mean, you know what? I get it, because I like I said, I was transformed. I felt like I was going through metamorphosis that whole day.
Yeah, but I mean,
like breaking out the cocoon.
I liked a lot of her songs. I like a lot of the older songs as well. And I can't remember, there was a song that she sung that I hadn't heard in years and years, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually one of my favorites, and I've totally forgotten what it was.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I
mentioned it to Ed as well. I don't know if you can remember which
one.
Oh my
god. Hold on, because I literally recorded the whole thing and put it on my story. But I know exactly which one you were talking about, because
it was
Will you be the death for me?
Maybe.
You're my champion.
Maybe. Possibly that one. It wasn't one of the ballads. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it was brilliant.
That was my one, boy.
Yeah, just the DMC. Yeah, someone downstairs shouting, "Turn off that CD." But no, it was pretty epic. But anyway,
It
normally
was
I start
fire.
with like chatting about people's streaming journey, but you've done because you've done
Yeah.
so much outside of that. I want to go even further back. How did you get into creating custom content for The Sims?
Oh, so 2015, I was actually off work for about 7 months. I was waiting for knee surgery. Um, and then obviously had to recover from knee surgery. So I was off work for quite a while. So I think going back to November of 2015, kind of like first couple of days of work. And I mean, for me at that point, Sims was just, it was one of those games that I would pick up and binge for ages and then I'd leave it for like 6 to 7 months. So I was like, cool, it's time for me to play some Sims. I'm in my bed all day. I got nothing to do but enjoy my time off before the surgery. So yeah, so I started playing again, and then I saw some really cool stories on like people using their Sims to make stories on Tumblr,
Mm.
and I was like, oh my god, I really want to like do this. I want to make my own stories and like get into storytelling a little bit. So go to make my characters and kind of with their backstories and stuff. And I didn't see the content that I really wanted to tell the story that I wanted. Um, so from now, I was like really frustrated because I was like, well, it's not giving what I needed it to have gave. What am I gonna do? So I kind of went away and I was like, okay, how hard is it gonna be to try and make this dashiki or this piece of like content for this character? And I had a bit of Photoshop knowledge from my IMVU days, which goes back even further. Because I used to make um like really cool like profile photo edits for my IMVU characters. So I had like a Photoshop knowledge. So I was like, okay, I want to give it a go, try it out. So I made a little t-shirt. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, let me make this dashiki for this character that I really want to make. So I made it. I told the story. I posted a little story that I had on Tumblr. And I had people like feedback to me like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! Like, where did you get that T-shirt from?" Yeah.
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I made it." So they were like, "Oh, that's so cool! Like, can you share it? Like, can you share it?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." So I posted it, and I think from that point, because I had now like opened that door a bit to like the custom content world and being able to customize my experience to fit how I wanted to tell my stories and play my game, I was like, cool, I'm gonna get into this. Um, and so kind of like the more I made, the more I shared, and it just blew up. It just completely blew up.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. And then, how long did it take you to learn like the 3D modeling?
Ooh, so honestly, I think I opened up Blender for the first time in like 2016. And then I closed it immediately because I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. It freaked me out that there was just like this massive open space. I had no idea what I was doing. I just opened it to see what it was gonna look like. So I closed it. I didn't touch it again for like 7 to 9 months. Um, and then when I reapproached it in 2017, I was like, okay, I can do this. It's not that scary. So I pulled up one tutorial that I found on, I think it was either the Sims 4 Studio forum or YouTube. And I just started playing around with it a little bit. Um, and so that's when I started like converting from like Sims 3 to Sims 4, Sims 2 to Sims 4. So that kind of like gave me a bit of insight to where I wasn't making stuff from scratch. Oh no, I did that in 2016. Yes, yeah, 2017, yeah, early 2017. um so the converting process meant I wasn't making it from scratch, but I was getting a bit of blended knowledge to where when I was ready to start making my own stuff, it didn't feel as daunting. um so I would say by, yeah, like the end of 2017 going into 2018, I was quite, yeah, I was quite, you know um solid in my ability to kind of make like hairstyles and stuff. Um, but I think for me, it's a consistent journey because even now, I would say that I'm still learning.
Mm.
Um, and I wouldn't say that everything is concrete, but I think from about 2017, I had built up enough confidence to start making my own stuff.
And what was the toughest part of it?
Um, the toughest part was that there was no tutorials like specifically for the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
Um, there is no like step by step. This is how you do this, and this. So the toughest part really was trying to take skills from a tutorial and then generalizing it to make it make sense for what I was doing.
Mm.
So yeah, if anything, that was just it was why it's forever a learning journey because there's no step by step.
Have people come to you asking for you to teach them how to do it?
Yeah, a lot, a lot. And the thing is, I get it because the knowledge should really be out there, but capacity wise, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the time for a very long time. And two, I also know that how I feel like I would like have to break stuff down and teach it.
Mm.
It would overwhelm me. I don't feel like I'm a very good teacher, to be honest. And it would overwhelm me. I'd be tripping over my words, and sometimes my processes aren't even the same. So I feel like I'd be teaching someone the way that I feel like I'd be doing it on that day, but I could be doing it something completely different on a different day.
Yeah. How much of your time do you spend on this now, or is it mainly other stuff that's taken priority right now, or?
Definitely not as much as I used to. Like back in the day, it was day in, day out, day in, day out. I was making stuff back to back. I was dropping hella content. But now that I'm, you know, not just in The Sims, and I've really transitioned out into being, I don't even know how many hats I have at this point. I have far too many hats, but I've definitely transitioned out of just being a SimCC creator.
Mm.
So I can say that I do spend a bit of time on it in the month so that I at least have something that, you know, I can drop and that I'm really proud of at the end of the month. But yeah, definitely not as much, but I think that's a given just with how, yeah, life has just changed.
Yeah. And yeah, so I mean that have EA been supportive with you doing this?
Yeah, fully. I think,
That's-
to be honest, I think I've hopefully had like a really long lasting impact on The Sims because, you know, from the time that I did that, I consulted them on adding the additional skin tones. So we got 100 skin tones added
Brilliant.
through consultation, as well as them updating like the kind of Afro hairstyle. So they completely like reshaped and changed one of the most infamous afros that everyone hated. And then they just like kind of went back and looked at the intricacies of like black hair, which is something I like kind of had to like really explain to them. Like you can't just give us a braided hairstyle and it just looks like um a bloody molded rectangle on the head. Like you have to really like begin a braid, kind of starting small, picking up the, you know, in between the hairs, the when they put the comb in to swoop up and pick it up into the braid. Um, and then even so with the spa day as well, when they updated the spa day refresh, I was a part of that. So I modeled some the nails that they added into the game as well. So through that, I got put in the credits of the game, and
That's amazing. What's it like having your name in the credits of a game?
I think 9-year-old me would be screaming. I don't think there's ever a time when you think that you'd have that much impact on something that you really love.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, EA has been really cool. And even like outside of the stuff that I've um, kind of like consulted them on, when it came down to having uncomfortable and important conversations, especially when, so last year, I think it was, they did, it was like a sim sessions, or so they did like their update. They told us about, you know, Project Renee and infants, da, 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 da. Um, and in that whole thing where they were like highlighting creators, I think they featured only one black creator. And I said to them, and well, I made like this whole tweet and I was like, sorry, like So you couldn't find no black simmers to put in this reel that you have, and all this thing you're doing of preaching about inclusivity and representation and you're just taking steps backwards. So I wrote I reached out to the community manager, and then I wrote like a really kind of like long email with feedback and obvious frustrations, and then kind of like the whole team got into a meeting with me and took on board everything I said and kind of like actively really want to work on bettering experience for Black and marginalized simmers. And the same can be said with what happened recently. It was the R&B radio station issue where they finally gave us an R&B radio station, and they got Young Baby Tate on there, and I was like, cool. But the rest of the songs that they put on there were all white artists from The Sims 2. And I said, I can't keep fighting you lot on the timeline. So here's what I'm gonna do. Again, I wrote another email and explained like this is what I tweeted out the other day. DE&I doesn't stop at the obvious. The obvious being, a Pride Month, the Black History Month, making sure that you get the right skin tones correctly. No, I think DE&I matters more and the most for the littlest, like the little things that wouldn't matter to you as much if you weren't the affected group. So R&B being a very prominent and influential genre of music to the Black community, putting out the radio station that we've been asking for so long, but with only one Black artist on it may feel like, oh yeah, but we were giving songs that people highly requested. No, babes. Deep it and understand that R&B has such a massive cultural influence that releasing it with only one Black artist, whether your intentions were to change and put more in there or not, releasing it as it was not the best move. And here are the reasons why. Again, we appreciate your feet. So they're supportive, but there's still like some work that needs to be done.
Yeah. I was going to say are they receptive, but
yeah,
they keep making similar mistakes.
Mm-hmm. My consultation services will be issued.
Exactly. Yeah. Send them over a bill.
I will be.
Ed says, how does it feel to have had such a major influence on the game?
Sometimes it feels a little bit surreal, to where I still don't think I've properly processed the influence. Because what can get really wild to me is like I can start talking to someone that I haven't ever spoken to, and even if they haven't, if they don't play The Sims, and I'll tell them, oh yeah, like I play Sims, I make content for The Sims. Like, oh, is it? Oh yeah, my family member plays Sims, whatever. And then they'll go away, and they'll come back, and they'll be like, yo, I didn't realize how much of a big deal you were. Like, I just want to talk to my kid or my auntie or my cousin about like talking to Ebonix, and they were like, what? And so it feels very surreal that in some houses I can be a bit of a household name, but it's wild that this is like through Sims, so not like something that, I'm not on the TV, I'm not on everyone's TV screens, I'm not on your radio station, but if you play with mods and you open up the game and you see that big red Ebonix logo, like, that's me. So sometimes it's very, very, very surreal.
Nice. And I think I mispronounced your name earlier. Ebonix, is that?
Yeah, Ebonix. Ebonix, Ebonix. I think it's a language. I say it because of the Americans. The Americans say Ebonix a lot. So I was like, I'll go with Ebonix.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for. No, sorry, I mispronounced you at the beginning.
No, you're fine. Sometimes it depends on the day. Like I said, when it comes to even making mods, I might be Ebonix today. I might be Ebonix today. I might be Danny today.
Doing a different.
But today I'm hot.
Yeah, today I'm moist. Very, very,
very
moist.
moist.
What's the best feedback you've ever received from your custom content? Have people messaged you to say how, how much it means to them?
Yeah, I think the best feedback is people knowing that that they see themselves in the game, and the game kind of feeling unplayable without the content that enables them to feel represented and seen in the game. So, and that's been the mission. That's always been the mission, and will always be my mission. That simmers and just gamers in general, like if we have a game where you're able to make a character and there is a character creation engine, the mission really is to never feel like you're holding your breath before you go into the skin section or the hair section, and anticipating what is about to pop up, or feeling like you're gonna be disappointed by the options that are there. So I think, yeah, feedback wise, I 100% feel pretty much motivated every day by the fact that people can take the content that I've made and put out into the world and feel seen, and feel like they don't have to worry about not having anything for them.
And did yeah, what apart from The Sims, are there other games that you think do that really well?
Yeah, do you know what? Lost Ark. I think I screamed when I went to go make my character. I legitimately screamed. Lost Ark did a fantastic job with their character creation engine. Um, the hairstyles, the skin tone options, like the skin tone, the melanin was rich, the curls were popping. I was so shocked. And what else? The New Saints Row,
Yeah.
fantastic character creation engine. And I was so like gassed by like the dynamics, like the hair was moving and the fro was bouncing, the puffs were puffing. I was living my best life.
Have you played the new Street Fighter? Because apparently that's also like,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I haven't like made a character or anything. So I went to an event last week where um I went with my dad
Oh,
and we went to an event and they had Street Fighter playing.
I saw. Yeah, I remember seeing the pictures.
Yeah, yeah. So me and him were playing, just kind of like the character select. So love the Kimberly, oh my baby girl.
Yeah.
I've never been more thrilled to play a fighting game, because I don't think I've ever seen a character that looks like me in a game that is known for like fighting, and just because I would always play Chun-Li with Street Fighter, but Kimberly girl, I love her so much.
I need to play. I actually do have it, but I need to play it.
Do you? Yeah, I
Ed
need
has
to play
it,
as
and
well.
I can play it. Luckily, it's the benefit of sharing a console.
Love that for you. I'm coming over.
Yeah, I'll have to have a gaming day. As long as you bring the dog. You have to bring the dog.
Oh yeah, Fendi 100% on the way. Should be leading the way.
What are your... I was about to say, I've got the question down here is, what are your future plans for the Sims content? What are your ones that you can talk about? But then I'm taking this hat off because I am melted.
No, please do. So future plans for Sims content, I've actually just put out, so I'm working on a project at the moment, where I'm requesting Simmers who have been able to either make themselves or make someone like close to them, to make the sim, take a picture, and then send through that picture of the sim and themselves, because I really want to build up a project around kind of the importance of representation. So it's kind of like still the purpose is to highlight, using the Sims, what representation has like means to players. And then in terms of like the Sims content that I make, I think that's still something that I would always want to continue doing given the capacity. Um, but my mission is growing way bigger than Sims to where I want to have an impact still on The Sims, but more so the kind of gaming industry in general.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah, like I still want to do some stuff and have that relationship and connection to The Sims, but I'm definitely I'm growing out of the plum bob. And it's yeah, I'm growing out of that plum bob and I'm
So
trying to
bigger
explore new ventures. Yeah.
projects ahead.
Yeah. And there's a really big one at the end of the year.
Oof.
I can't talk
We are
about it.
being teased
But
today.
I so yeah, but
Edged.
it was one of the things I said earlier, but it's to do with Sims and definitely something that I cannot wait. I cannot wait to bring this to you guys.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what it is. We're currently flying. I'm trying to work out exactly where we are
Oh
because
yes, where we at?
I want to say if we do go because I think we've flown over Lahore,
Okay.
which is we're over. We're near Punjab. We're very close to Punjab in India.
Oh.
There you go.
Wow, we got to India quick. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't too far away from it. So there we go. That's down there is Halwara. Yeah, that's one of the airports. I forget I can do this. And
Nice.
for those listening on the podcast, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go and watch the youtube.com/biggestbenners. That's where you can see it. But just before we move on from like the Sims stuff, what 3 features? Because I imagine that they're making a Sims 5 right now. What 3 features would you like to see in the Sims 5 that are not in the Sims right now?
I would love to see. They need to bring this back from The Sims 2. So basically, in The Sims 4 now, you have like equal like the relationship you have with someone is the same on both sides. But that's not realistic because somebody can really, really like you like a lot, and you might not like them as much as they like you. And that level of realism, like, obviously made it harder for your sim, like in The Sims 2, because it was like, oh my god, I'm proper like trying to flirt with you because I really like you. But then the other sim was like, I don't even really like you like that. Like, I'm a slow burner, okay? I gotta get to know you. Da, 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 da. And so that realism for me needs to come back for sure. I would love to see Manatee said it, a height slider. I want to see like a variance in height. 100%.
Yeah, I want to make me and Ed in there.
Little big.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to see that. And one more thing would be, I really miss horoscopes because we don't have horoscopes in the game. And I would love to see, like, I know we have traits and stuff that we can give the Sims, but I would love horoscopes to also have an impact on the Sims behavior. So yeah, that would be really cool.
That would be cool. Nice. I didn't realize they weren't in there. I imagined that would be something they'd...
No, they had it in Sims 2 and Sims 3 and they took it out in Sims 4.
That might be where I'm remembering it from, because I had played Sims ever since like the first one, whenever that was. It was...
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm old. It used to be difficult. It used to be really difficult. Like, I remember it was like a...
How?
What? Was it not for
What
you?
did you find difficult?
Like, I was always, I couldn't, I was always like collapsing. I got fired from my job because I was like, had zero energy and I couldn't go and I was starving. And, so I feel like they made it a little bit easier, maybe. I don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah. I also tried to play it on the PlayStation at one point. And
okay, see, that's where that's where the problem is, babes.
That was a
However,
mess.
Sims busting out on the PlayStation, legendary. I also need to get into I feel like a fake simmer. I feel like this whole time I've just been faking my way through it, and I've never played Sims Herbs, so I have to do my legacy justice and boot it up on the emulator.
What's it called again? Sims?
Herbs.
Oh, I don't know.
Herbs Sims is it Herbs Sims in the City? Yes.
The name rings a bell. I think I might have watched somebody play that. Maybe
yeah, the Herbs Sims in the City. Yeah, it's really good, and like proper legendary. I
Nice.
would highly recommend it.
That sounds like a stream.
I'm
But
hot.
yeah, same. Let's start at the very beginning then. So why did you one day decide that you wanted to stream?
Um, I just wanted to play Sims, but with people. I think I remember being on my laptop, and so my friend Mira had been like streaming on YouTube for a little bit, and I was like, okay, I want to get into this a little. I want to see what this is all about. Like, this can't be that hard. I want to play Sims and talk to these lot. So yeah, I think I downloaded. I think it was ABS or Streamlabs ABS, and just kind of wanted to connect with my community, because I think what had happened for quite a few years was that obviously people knew me, like knew of me. They knew of Ebonix. They knew Ebonix was the person that was dropping CC and had really dope mods. But I didn't really have that connect with the community, like to where I was like, they know me. They didn't know who Danny was. And I think the motivation behind streaming was to actually start connecting with people who essentially had been supporting me for like a couple of years at this point. And I was like, I don't even really like have moments where I can chat to you lot and just vibe and play Sims. So yeah, I think I just booted it up one day. I think I was on the weekend or in the evening and just started playing. But mind you, I didn't really stream often at that point. I probably streamed like once every 4 months, or once every 6 months. But it wasn't until 2019 where I started streaming like properly and full time.
And
But after, I left my job too.
oh yeah. And what was the story behind your name, Ebonix?
Ebonix. So initially, when I made my Tumblr, it was like I wanted the name that obviously recognized that my Sims were going to be blackly black black black. So it was like, okay, obviously Ebony, but I didn't want to do it with a Y. So I was like, okay, let's do Ebony with an I, and then we're going to do X, because everyone knows that the X is going to be like a space. And then it was Simbler, because everyone used Simbler back in like 2015 to show that it was a Sims Tumblr account. So then when I started making custom content, I needed something to put on like the thumbnail. And I was like, okay, Ebony X Simbler is too long for a thumbnail name and you can't really see it. So I can probably shorten this down to Ebonix. And then that was like the thing that fit on the logo. I was like the thumbnail was like perfect. And then I actually started thinking, okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking Ebonix. Like Ebonix just, it flows really easily. It looks really good in the thumbnail. So Ebonix just feels like it was the right kind of transition into the name for me. And then over the years, it just kind of like the meaning behind Ebonix for me now kind of means like feeling seen and being able to see yourself in my content. So I wouldn't even say the name is more me. My name is for my community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that. And then I think that might be also why in my head it was Ebonix from like ebony. I think that's where I was like, oh, that's where it's from, and then convinced myself that's where the pronunciation was.
Oh no, you're fine, babes. No, and the thing again, it's such a British thing, because I think I used to say Ebonix back in the day, like when I first transitioned over to Ebonix. But being around so many bloody Americans, yeah.
I remember your name change. I remember it because I was like, I remember it.
Oh, on the when I got it on Twitter.
What was it before? Yeah, I can't. It's definitely
changed.
Yeah,
it was Ebonix Sims on Twitter.
That's right.
And then because little Dashan girl was sitting on Ebonix for I don't even know how long.
I'm still waiting for Biggest Bennis to bugger off. He's not posted anything since 2010, and I'm still angry.
Oh no, mine was bad. Mine was like 2014. I was like, girl, you need to get off. Like, what are you doing here? But the what's it called? I think I'd luckily got put in touch with I think it was like partnerships or something at Twitter. And that's when I was doing something for Oh no, it wasn't for Gamescom. No, I think that's when I was like, I don't even know what. I think when I got verified.
Yeah.
Before, crazy over there.
Back when they had people working for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, once I got verified, I was like, oh cool, let me just get in there like real quick. Like, okay, bro, like, can I grab this?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, sure, cool. I was like,
Oh.
so it was that easy?
Oh.
Bitch.
I miss
But yeah, any other time it's not now.
No. What
It's hard.
oh, so did you say it was about Gamescom? Are you going to Gamescom this year?
Mm-mm. So I went last year, and last year was pretty cool. However, I do feel like if you're going as a content creator and not with work or anything like that, it's not a worthwhile trip.
I'm going as both this year. This is my first time going to Gamescom.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you're gonna enjoy it because you're going with work, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be
so
repping.
Repping Gosh.
Repping Gosh. Yes.
I used to work at Gosh,
Did you?
I used to work well in my gap year for uni. I worked in the school.
Oh, I'll tell you off stream something exciting.
Oh, stop it, because if it's involving the school, I will 100% be involved. Let me come. I want to come.
Definitely, I will. Yeah, I will message you that we're waiting for something, but
okay.
But there is an event in October that I'm currently in the process of planning and stuff, and I would love to get you on board. But
absolutely, please. Yeah, I was there for like the whole year for my gap year as like my placement year.
That's amazing.
So I was between because they got the kind of like the younger ones, so they got like the nursery reception section.
Yeah.
Then they've got like the school bit.
Yeah.
And then in the other hospital that's in by Euston, I forget what it's called.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, there's another hospital. I forget what it's called, but there's another hospital that Gosh is attached to.
Okay, yeah, they've got a few different,
like partnerships. Yeah, so and they've got another school there that I was working in.
Yeah, no, the one, because they're building, I don't know if you've seen, they're building a children's cancer center for Gosh. Like they're knocking down a lot of the hospital and rebuilding this massive £300 million children's cancer center. It's going to be world leading. And the school, they're going to go from the 2 classrooms with mixed stages and everything to like 6 to 8 classrooms, like state of the art tech. And then kids who are really sick and maybe aren't able to make their classes, they're going to have these got these robots that they can kind of control and they can watch everything. It's going to be incredible. Really, really.
Oh please, I'll sob because I think I went on maybe 2 runs with the teachers who would go up to the bedside to have like the lessons with the kids. When I was there, but that is phenomenal. Oh my god, please, I'll sob.
There's a really exciting project which I'll hopefully be able to tell you about. In fact, I've got a meeting about it on Tuesday, so fingers crossed.
Excited.
But going back to streaming, what made you start up Black Twitch UK, the stream team with Geeky Cassie?
Oh, okay. So that was like 2020. I think so. Obviously, as me and Cassie were like, getting closer. So we met 2019, and as we were getting closer, we was like, obviously in each other's streams and like connecting with each other. And it was obviously nice to meet another Black streamer from the UK because unfortunately at that time there weren't that many of us. And so it was a thing of like, you go into like an African American stream and you obviously connect with them. You can connect with them on many different things due to like heritage and having like a certain understanding. But it's like there's another level of tuning into a Black British streamer stream, and there's like certain nuances and like only things that you would know if you're from the UK that you can obviously vibe and talk about. So I think the level of frustration was that we couldn't really we wasn't having those moments as such, kind of like outside a very small immediate group. And I think we had been talking about, like, what do we need to do to like obviously to put people on, like how can we find each other? And at that point as well, pandemic had hit. We weren't really outside like that. And I'm like, I'm sure there's more Black streamers in this. How can I only count the ones that I know on less than my 2 hands? So I think one day I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So I made a Twitter. I started following people like slyly, and then I made a list, and I just like adding people to the list. I'm like, okay, cool. Like this is gonna be like a hub to where if anyone wants to, find each other, connect, um, and like work with Black streamers, like this is the list. Because also it was a point where we weren't really seeing like campaigns and stuff that were including that weren't including the same old faces that we were seeing, and they weren't really including Black streamers. It was like, and the excuses were always, oh, but we couldn't find them, we just didn't know where to look. So we was like, okay, cool. So now there's really no excuse for you to not include Black streamers in your campaigns, because there's a whole hub and there's a whole list here of streamers that you can reach out to. So there's no excuse in fit, and if you don't have any, then it's by choice.
Perfect. Yeah. And has Twitch been supportive?
I would say so, yeah, because they partnered the channel, so, and then we got to make a stream team out of it, and it was the first kind of like Black focused stream team in the UK, and we've been able to like have really cool like front page opportunities for raising money for charity, and event wise, I'm trying to think event wise, have we done anything just yet? But I think if we've ever got anything that we want to do, then obviously they'd be open to supporting it in the best way they can, given budget and timing, etc., etc. But yeah, and then obviously we worked with them on the first like UK Black History Month, because for a very long time, UK streamers were obviously expected to sign up to be a part of the February Black History Month on Twitch, and it was a bit like, taking up space. One, because there's obviously Black US streamers who wouldn't get that opportunity because obviously slots had run out, and they just weren't visible like that. But we were like, well, no, we have our own celebration, we have our own Black History Month, and we need to establish this on the platform. So yeah, that's probably one of the bigger achievements that we've had when it comes to changing that landscape.
Because I think Black History Month and LGBT History Month is like the opposites in America and in the UK. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Very chaotic.
Yeah.
And wait, but it's like, Black History Month is different, but we have the same Pride, but we have different LGBTQ history months. I'd be getting confused.
I think Pride. I feel like Pride was was the thing in America that then we've adopted.
Okay.
I feel like, because I remember Pride wasn't a big thing, and I love that it is now, even though this year's
been a bit
been a bit depressing year this year.
Who are you telling?
Oh God. Yeah, I just found out today Davina McCall apparently has now come out in support of J.K. Rowling. So I'm like, what? That is my kind of. Yeah.
What?
I know. I'm gutted. There's no one you can trust, is there?
Honestly, I said this month has been like a Scooby-Doo episode where you're like ripping the masks off of people, and I'm like, bro, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I am tired.
No, she said that the witch trials of J.K. Rowling, that podcast was fair and balanced. Nobody's safe. Just do not come for Claudia Winkleman. Well, Claudia Winkleman, you better not.
Oh my God.
So depressing.
No one is safe. I said this has really been probably one of the worst Pride months.
It really has. Really. It really has. And I've got to mention as well, you are the first Black femme Twitch partner from the UK, right?
Yeah, and ambassador too.
And ambassador as well. God, beautiful badge you have.
Thanks.
I love it. No, that's brilliant.
So shiny.
Oh well, really well deserved, knowing like everything that you've been doing, especially. What? Continuing with your like streaming stuff, why do you enjoy streaming? What works for you? Do you?
I do when I can.
Yeah.
But I think what I probably enjoy the most is just being able to be in my safe space and be myself. I don't feel like I would have been able to come into the person that I am today had I not started streaming. It's been a massive self-discovery journey,
Yeah.
and that's been thoroughly enabled through streaming. So I like being able to show up and just be me and not feel like I'm masking because I've masked for my whole life. And yeah, I think Twitch and streaming allowed me to curate a safe space where I felt like I didn't have to wear my mask.
Well, that's great. And
Yeah.
what have you learned along the way that you'd wish you'd known at the very start of your streaming journey?
Mm, hmm. It's a tricky one, that, because I feel like in some ways I've in, enjoyed the journey to where I know I wouldn't have had this knowledge had
Yeah.
I not experienced it. Um, One thing I wish I'd done earlier probably is just started streaming earlier
Mm.
and just not felt so anxious to hit go live, to not
Oh, yeah.
feel so, yeah, like to just feel like I can do it, like, and not feel like I needed all of the best tech, which I didn't have, to be honest. So if anything, my advice would be, even if you don't have the best like tech and setup and whatever, like, it really, that should not be a deterrent to you.
Do you think it's a good idea for people to find like teams really, really early on?
mm, I think it's important for people to find community early on.
Yeah.
I don't think you necessarily need a team to feel like you are going to be a bit like outside of the circle. Like, once you find a community that you can be a part of, or multiple communities, um, you don't really necessarily need to be a team. If it's like specific to where you know, like, so for example, like Black Girl Gamers. Black Girl Gamers was like super dope and helpful to connect with other Black females on the platform, and femmes who obviously I could relate to, obviously share certain information when it came to, who was doing X, Y, and Z towards like Black women and who not to work with and blah, 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 blah. So I think certain communities where kind of like a very specific demographic are helpful, but I don't think they're necessary to feel like you're like able to grow or anything on the platform.
Okay. No, that's good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, communities, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a like a vulnerable community, maybe, or in a minority, you want to have someone that's got
Yeah.
your back.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, you do see like, I feel like I feel so like warm and like giddy when you obviously see someone who's been in your community for ages, and everyone's friends, like everyone pulls up, everyone's talking to each other, and then one day you get a link in the Discord like, "Hi, I'm live," and you're like, everyone get in there, so and so is live for the first time, and then everyone kind of pulls up, and then they get like, they hit affiliate, after
Yeah.
just a few days of streaming. And I think doing that is such a genuine way of like organic growth as well, because you've obviously connected with people within the community before you've gone live, and or before you decided that you wanted to stream. And so you've already kind of got a little bit of a community there when you do decide to make your own platform.
Absolutely. I agree. I always recommend like people when they're thinking of starting streaming, I would say like postpone it a couple of months and spend those 2 months watching streams, because that's the way.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
currently flying over New Delhi. So there is.
Wow.
Which I was like, is it Delhi or New Delhi? But Delhi is the province, I believe, or the area, and then New Delhi is the name of the city. There we are.
Ah, okay. So Delhi's like Kent, and then New Delhi is
Maidstone.
Maidstone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I went to Maidstone once. It was yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I'll say cool. It was Maidstone. It was a nice Argentinian steak.
Oh god.
What? So yeah, we're going over New Delhi, and we're going to be we're currently 88 nautical miles away from Agra, and I'll do my
Ooh.
best to kind of maybe not a flyby, but we'll get close enough to the Taj Mahal that you'll be able to see it. I hope,
Oh,
unless it's foggy.
wonderful.
Before going to some Pride stuff, what's your most memorable streaming moment? Have you got any like specific streams that you really remember?
Um, I think probably the one that would just like stand out to me, would be when Dr. Lupe came in. He raided and then he donated to the fundraiser. I was raising money for special effects.
Amazing.
And he came in with like all his people and then donated, I think it was like $5,000 to special effects. And I didn't know what to do. I was so rattled. I was so rattled. I was like, oh my god, sir, please.
That is so cool. I love special effects.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Oh.
So that's definitely one that sticks out for me. And then my mum got to pie me in the face that day too. So it was win-win for everyone.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I need to
I was
see
like,
that.
thanks for reaching the goal. Great.
Pie in the face. Was it cream or, probably steak and kidney?
It was cream. Yeah. It went everywhere.
Yeah. What? Okay, now you're part of the UK and Ireland Pride campaign this year. How does it feel to be part of it?
Do you know what? I haven't done anything in it.
Same. Like it's getting to the end of it, and I was in the one last year as well, and I've noticed zero difference. Like nothing.
I haven't, like, there's been no, like, I don't want to say incentive to stream, but it's one of them ones where it's like, okay, great, we're in the stream team, but what are we like doing? Like, what is Twitch planning to do for Pride Month? I'm like, okay, I get it. The teams have been cut in half, so capacity is probably not capacitying like it once was.
Yeah.
However, it's been a bit dire. I mean, Pride, woo, but
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't done much in terms of streaming because I've just taken a step back really to start, exploring and working on other ventures.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if anybody wants to see if it's on the shelf, because apparently there's a Pride shelf. So if anyone's in the UK and sees that that's, I don't know. Yeah, I've not really noticed any difference other than had to put the auto mode on really, really high so loads of people can't chat.
Oh my jeez. Yeah, that's them ones where it's like a general.
Yeah.
That's a general thing for us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As soon as you have one certain category, then that's about it for us, to be honest.
Oh, I bet. Ugh. What does Pride mean to you?
Pride 100% just means being able to be true to yourself. And again, I can, talk all the mess I want about Twitch, but it definitely gave me my queer awakening.
Hey.
It was my queer awakening. Kind of knew that I was queer, but it wasn't until I kind of got into streaming and being in the Twitch community that I was really able to start discovering that side of myself. And so, yeah, like Pride just means being true to you and not feeling like you have to hide it away or feeling like you don't belong, or like knowing that you are, like there are spaces which are just purely curated to make you feel like you belong, and then places that you can 100% avoid and call out on the timeline because you don't belong. Call out people on their BS.
Have you?
So, yes.
Do you think like being like out on Twitch, has that given you the confidence to be more out about it in real life?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I wouldn't say to a degree. So I would say like it was hard coming out, and I still don't know if she's fully accepted it, to my mum. And And I think even the way that I like kind of dropped it, I did it in a way because I was so scared of telling her that it had to be public and we was around people so that she wouldn't have the response that I felt like was gonna be like, no. So I think it's a bit harder family wise because I don't think my mum fully accepts it. Was the first thing, she said was, oh, but I really wanted grandkids and la la la. I was like, oh, I'm not telling the family. I was like, Scott, I don't even know what they've got to do with this right now, babe. So it's really not that deep. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to, have a sit down and have that conversation again one day. Now that it's been a couple of years and there's no grandkids yet still either way, even though I've not been with so I was like, the grandkids are probably not going to come even if I was with a guy because they ain't shit. And if I could tell you the shit that some of these guys have put me through, I'm sure you wouldn't want me dating anyway. So let's keep it a buck. Let's really keep it a buck. Like, do you want me to be stuck and depressed with these people who just abuse me, or do you want me to be happy? Like, let's keep it really a buck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can do it in the family I've curated, but not where I was created. So
I like
we're
that.
on the way. Yeah.
Yeah. My mum did the all, but what about grandchildren? I was like, I have a brother who's straight. And he's straight, and he still hasn't had he's like, who knows? I'm not sure whether. I think it might be both.
Listen, the cause he lives. The cause he lives is even making it like, it's at the very back of my mind right now.
Same. I mean, I would not, everything is like, is that going to cost money? Okay, we can't do that. What do you have to say to like an aspiring content creator who's just starting out on their journey, or they're wanting to stream, but maybe they're a bit worried about it because they are LGBTQ?
I think like what we were saying earlier, I think finding like really safe spaces. So people who've already made safe spaces for those who identify as LGBTQ or like a marginalized group. They're there to support you, and they created those spaces and curated them so that you felt comfortable to be in there, and build up, whether it's confidence or just build up the kind of desire to even be on the platform, if that makes sense, because it can get a bit daunting. If you decide to go on Twitch now, you've never been on Twitch before, and then all you see is on the list is like these people with like hundreds of thousands of views, and the chat is moving 10 million miles a minute. Like, it can get really daunting because how can you even chat and engage and be a part of the community when it's moving that fast? So actually just, being a part of maybe like someone with a bit of a smaller community, but who's really engaging with the chat, and really having like a zero tolerance for homophobia, transphobia, bigotry, all of that. I think, being a part of those communities first, to where you can, build up your confidence, get inspiration, get advice, so that when you do hit that go live, you won't feel like it's such a scary space to navigate, because you'll have the tools already before you go live to make sure it's not a negative experience.
I agree. And we're just making our approach. We're going down below 10,000 feet now. Getting close.
This is the part when I start looking out the window, like,
I can actually turn it on. Where are we? Can't see the Taj Mahal yet, but we'll see if we can.
There.
Although the plane seems to be kind of heading in a direction away from there, but I don't know if that's the kind of landing thing, but we'll get there. We're currently going past Govardhana. Sorry for butchering that pronunciation.
No idea what that is, but I'm sure it's lovely.
It is. Do you?
Oh yes, Ed, I agree. Sorry, it's a puppy over kids.
Yes.
And what's funny, I went to a family event like about a month ago, and I haven't seen these people since before lockdown, I think. And then I think two of them showed up. Two of my cousins obviously showed up with the babies, and I was like, oh my god, here's my baby.
That'll be the one that people will have the most interest in.
Oh, 100%. And she was just scattering around, playing with the kids. I was like, everyone showed up with like real human babies, and I showed up with a fluffy one. But hey, listen, this is still a child, okay?
They're the best. Like I said,
Mhm.
always welcome here. Let's go into the gaming stuff
Hello,
then.
hello,
Oh,
hey,
look at that. Put on time as well. Perfect.
hello. Is it because you heard? Is it because you heard your name being called? Come, come.
Oh.
Oh,
Look. Oh, here we go. Now the
we
people
have a
that
stowaway.
we do now, the people that are listening on the podcast are really going to be missing this.
Oh
Oh, so who
no.
is the extra co-pilot?
So extra co-pilot goes by the name of Fendi.
Oh.
She is 1 year old. She is a multi-poo and also a material girl.
Is she spoiled?
Extremely so. As you can see, extremely so. But
Oh,
she's the best girl. The best girl.
it's adorable. And oh wait, where did you get the name Fendi from? By the way, I'm going to go and manually take over this plane because for some reason it seems to be going in not quite the direction it should be going in. So I'm going to hope.
I think we're trying to go to Thailand.
Yeah, apparently we're
Honey.
somewhere cool. I don't mind. Wherever's cool.
Yeah, please. Please. And a sea breeze or something.
I mean, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be well, the next flight will be to Kathmandu. And then the
Oh.
one after that is going to be a little tiny prop plane that we're going to take to, I can't remember the name of it, Luca maybe, which is the most dangerous airport in the world. So
Oh
that will
wow.
be amazing. And that's right next to the Himalayas, right next to Everest. So that'll be cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is exciting.
that'll be very
Although we
cool.
was meant to find a mod to get in the magic carpet from Aladdin today, weren't we?
We were. That would. I
That
imagine
would
there's a
have been
mod
sick.
for it. I
I'm
imagine.
pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure.
But going into like games, like your gaming history, what was the first game you ever played? Like what got you into gaming?
Mm, God, I don't remember, you know. God, let me go far back enough. Because I've also, like, my dad had a Mega Drive.
Oh yeah.
Um, I don't remember what games was on there. I just remember that it went up in smoke one day and he tried to
Really?
turn it on. Yeah, he used to bang it out. Um, and so that's like one of my earliest like memories. And I was probably about 3 or 4 then.
Oh.
And then so I went to live in Barbados for a few years, came back, and I think the games that I remember the most are on the PlayStation, which would be Street Fighter 2, Tekken,
Oh yeah.
to Tomb Raider, to my Tamagotchi, um, Pokemon Red.
Yeah.
So that was on the Game Boy. That was the green screen Game Boy, so the grey
Yes, I
one.
remember those.
Mm-hmm. And that I borrowed my godbrother's Game Boy to play that.
I was the same with you with like Tomb Raider 2, Rayman I used to have, and Tekken.
Yeah, Rayman,
Mm,
Crash Bandicoot.
yeah.
So all of those games that I remember like were the main like console games that I used to play with my cousins. And Final Fantasy as well actually, but I don't remember like how deep or far we got into it. But we used to play that every now and again as well.
Nice. 7 or 8 was it?
One of them.
One of them, yeah.
It was so long ago. So long. And PC wise, I very distinctly remember a game called Jazz Jack Rabbit. Not many people know about Jazz Jack Rabbit. But it was a platformer, and it was like this little green rabbit who was like, it was like a Mario knockoff, but he used to go after carrots, and I have to go through different levels to get through or get out of like the little dungeon thing that he was trapped in, and had like boss fights at the end of like each major level. But yeah, I loved Jazz Jack Rabbit.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of like a niche one that not many people played.
Yeah. Mine was Earthworm Jim. That was like the PC game that I used to love.
Oh, I liked Earthworm Jim. I had it on the PlayStation though.
Oh, I never played on that. This next question, I think I might know the answer, but let's ask anyway. What game do you think you've put the most time into?
Are we talking franchise-wise or
Let,
specific game?
let's say your top three then, because I'm like specific game. If you want to kind of group one as a franchise, feel free.
Think I might do that one.
Hmm.
Right, so Sims, obviously.
Yeah.
We can just say years of my life have been put into Sims, because I started playing it in like 2000,
Mm.
and we're 2023 now, so I don't know
Yeah, 23
how
years.
many hours that is,
Yeah.
but it's a lot. It's a lot. And then I'll probably say next. Actually, my next one would probably be Animal Crossing, and that
Mm.
was purely due. And I'm just talking about New Horizons because that was my first Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And that was purely down to the fact that we was all obviously very obsessed with Animal Crossing
We were.
and spent many, many nights just banging it out, looking and waiting for stars.
Yeah. Yes, I remember.
Falling asleep with it in my hand and waking up with the whole bed hot. Um, so yeah, so many hours of put into Animal Crossing.
Mm.
And I think another game that I've probably put a lot of time into is, and probably more like on a franchise front, GTA.
Okay.
I've spent many, many hours playing GTA, especially San Andreas, and Vice City, and actually GTA 5, but more like the online.
Okay. Oh, I've never played online. Is it good?
Yeah, it had its moments. I played it when I first went online, horrific.
Mm.
But once I found friends and stuff to play with, it was cool.
Nice. We're I've just going past the airport a little bit because I want to go and see the Taj Mahal. Now the Taj Mahal you can
Yeah, please. I think
maybe
I can see it in the distance.
yes,
Yeah,
that little dot right in the middle. Just ahead. Well, here's
I
Agra. This is the
see.
center of Agra. So yeah, you're all getting kind of the where in relation to New Delhi and Islamabad the Taj Mahal is. Well, I'll try and go a little bit further down. I'll try not to crash into it. So that would be
Okay,
I'll be
so
on the
as we're now approaching, do you think now would be a good time to start singing A Whole New World?
well, we don't worry. You wait till we get to because we've got to like line up and get ready for the too fast bit, which is when you're approaching the runway. It comes up with like too fast. You're going way too fast.
Oh, start.
So
Okay,
too fast. Oh,
bet.
here we go. Taj Mahal. We can actually see it, and it looks like the Taj Mahal.
A
Because it is.
whole new
Don't you dare
world.
close your eyes.
100 mountains there to see. I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be.
Oh, beautiful. There we go. Taj Mahal. Let's try and pull back a bit. Ooh,
Wow.
let's keep the engine going a little bit.
That
Oh,
was so cool.
oh, I went way too close then. It was not pulling up when I went. Oh, I don't know I missed my cue. Sorry. I can't remember.
It's okay. He was trying to focus on not crashing. I
Yeah, that
forgive.
was, and I was
I
nearly
forgive.
failing at that, to be honest.
I
Oh,
forgive.
oh, that's the first time we've done a flyby of anything, I believe.
That's so cool.
Oh, I had to
Thank
go.
you for that experience.
No problem. Hopefully, they're scrambling the military jets
Oh no.
as we speak.
Oh no.
But let's go back into the games. Like, what are your top 3 favorite games? Like, of ones that you just love. Obviously, like these are the ones that you've been playing the most. But what are the ones that you love?
Walking Dead.
Oh,
The Telltale series. I think that's probably my favorite because one, I completed it, and I am not a completionist.
oh, me
Okay,
neither.
my backlog. I don't want to talk about it. I don't. We don't talk about backlogs. We don't talk about backlogs. No, no, no. We don't talk about it. But the Walking Dead Telltale series was one I was thoroughly obsessed with and absolutely loved. Um, I really love. I think of all time, okay, I can be specific with The Sims. Sims 2.
Yeah.
I really love Sims 2. It was ahead of its time. And I put so many hours into that game. So many hours. Yeah, I need them to bring it back but revamped with story progression.
Cool.
And then I probably say my last one that I really, really love is that I play often. I'm trying to think of a game that I play often. I love Mario Kart.
He's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, Mario Kart would be one. It's
Nice.
fun, it's toxic, it's chaotic.
Mm.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be it.
It is
Yeah.
addictive. Now, this next question is one I always ask everybody. What's your favorite game OST? Like your favorite game soundtrack?
OST. Calm down. OST. No. Calm down. Calm down. OST will probably be. Ooh. Sims 1. Oh my god. Sims 1 OST is I don't know if I can say laced with booger sugar, but it is literally laced with crack. I love the Sims original Sims OST.
Mm-hmm.
The music in that just there's an eruption of nostalgia in it that I just can't. I don't know what it is about it, but it sends so much happy hormones through me. And I've actually discovered that I can't remember. Hold on, let me pull it up really quickly. But the of course that's the most recently played playlist I have. Right. So the song Mall Rat from the original Sims soundtrack, it is like my ADHD hack song. Because once I put on that song, my focus is on 10. I get through emails, I get through my to-do list. Like there is so much I could do once I have that song and it's on repeat, because it's like and it's like very like what's the word, like chippy, like it's very like it just twigs something in my brain. But yes, no, the Sims 1 soundtrack, and sometimes Sims 2.
Nice. And right, I'm trying to. So I've requested landing, and I'm pretty sure it just said request denied. So I'm like,
hello.
Yeah, can I? Airport is currently IFR. If anybody wants to Google what IFR means, I don't know. Like, I don't want a flight following. I don't. Oh crap. Oh shit. Oh crap. Oh shit. Oh my god, are we gonna crash? I think we might actually crash. No. Oh my god, it's gonna crash. We've landed. For the first time. Let's just make it to the airport. I think we can maybe make it around. Why was it doing that? Something weird happened then. Oh, we've made it. This is Agra. Welcome.
Okay, welcome.
I don't understand. It finally happened. And unfortunately, we seem to be stuck. And I don't know if there's a way. Let me see if I can put on like the flight AI pilot and see if it can wheel us around. Oh, it is.
Way out.
They know the reverse. I did crash into a building. Well, this was. I hope. Oh, it's wiggling, and I'm not sure what it's doing. We'll try and make our way to, if I can. I don't even know where we are. I think we're near the airport. Oh, it turned it off. I love the AI. I took AI pilot.
It's over now.
Yeah, it was like, no, we're not doing it anymore.
It's over for you. Is this the part where we like have to start using our wilderness survival skills and start making a camp in case we're never found?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're right next to the airport, so that pretty much counts as a landing.
Okay.
You know, that was.
Yeah, we did good. We did good, friend.
I still don't know what that meant. Instrumental flight rules apparently means IFR is why. Yeah, walk to the airport, collect your bags. But yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna ask one more question if you don't mind, just because I know Yamino, a massive fan of yours in my community, said, are you, well, it's similar questions to what you've been talking about, but I'll ask it anyway because I know that they really want me to ask you this. What got you into creating your own custom content, and are you excited about the diversity that they've added to The Sims beside the community's custom content? Obviously still a long way to go, and I also send my love and appreciation for all your work.
Oh, Babs. Hi, Yamino. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you obviously appreciate the content. I do it for y'all. Um, so yeah, I think we talked about, my reason for getting into making custom content. I just wanted us to be able to feel like we can see ourselves in the game without any trouble. 100% excited about the diversity that they're adding. And will always be like an open door and email away to make sure that they do it right, like that they do justice for like the proper representation and diversity that we're looking for. They do have a long way to go, but I think they are very open to learning how to continually make sure that they're, doing our player base justice. So yeah, I'm just hoping that they continue the efforts of reaching out to the community and utilizing the kind of insight that a lot of us have to offer to make sure that the game feels playable for everyone.
Brilliant. Well, Ebonix, thank you so much for joining for this flight that ended very abruptly.
Quite, but it was a pleasure. It was a wild ride.
It was. You're the first person I've ever crashed at landing. So that was, it's a.
Is that a testament to the chaotic energy that we've had?
It was. And for some reason, why Agra Airport doesn't want to accept flights, we don't know. But, that's what happens when you don't.
It's too hot. They said,
yeah,
it's too hot here.
I was wobbling all over the place. Where can we find you and what do you have lined up?
So you can find me on Twitch at Ebonix, Twitter at Ebonix, on Instagram Ebonix Sims, because Burger Boy won't release Ebonix. I'm gonna keep yelling at him until he releases it. Ebonix Sims on TikTok as well, and Ebonix on YouTube. So what I've got coming up, so I started a new series, a new content series called Are You Even a Gamer? And the whole ethos of that series is really to just highlight that anyone can look like a gamer. A gamer doesn't look like one type of person, which would typically be like a white cis man or a mask. And so yeah, like the first episode dropped yesterday, featuring my good sis Geeky Cassie. So it's on TikTok and IG and YouTube. So give it a watch and go embrace all of the chaos that she always brings.
Yes.
And yeah, so I'm just hoping to obviously flesh it out. So pretty much every event that I go to, I'm going to be using it as an opportunity to talk to people, to get to know them, play some really cool, like in the moment games. And yeah, just, highlight and show the world that everyone can be a gamer, even if it's just mobile games that you play. You're still a gamer.
Exactly. And I say that as someone obsessed with Marvel Snap.
Stop it, because that is one I needed to get into after I heard all the hype about it during the BAFTAs. I was like, Marvel Snap, I've never heard of this game.
It's amazing. I'm not a massive fan of card games. I'm not a huge fan of mobile games. They don't seem to grab me, but yeah, that one is like every time I'm sat down for a bit, I'll play it. Even like during Drag Race, I can't be bothered with it, but like watching that, I will just play Marvel Snap. It's perfect.
Stop. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up.
Definitely recommend it. But yeah, thank you so much for joining and taking time out of your day on this very, very warm day. And I hope you're gonna go and cool off now.
I'm literally about to go lie and put like I'm gonna like double fist twisters right now. I'm gonna go get double twisters and good. Just try and not melt anymore because it is so hot. Really but thank you so much for having me, my love. It's been a pleasure, of course.
No problem.
Always
thank you.
A good time to talk to my biggest twinnis.
Always, yeah, and you have to come over very soon. And bring Fendi.
We and Fendi are waiting. We are waiting for our invite. So just let us know when you are free.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely organize that. So that'd be perfect. All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much. And everyone that's watching or listening, thank you so much as well. Jetstreamers.fm is where you can go and get access to all the podcasts and the YouTube links because we did leave Cardiff back in like 2020. Yeah, 2020.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, there was a little bit of a break, but yeah, we are back. And yeah, the next one will be probably in about 2 weeks where we're going to be going to Kathmandu. We've got to take a 2-week break because the plane needs to be repaired.
It surely does after the crash landing that we just had.
Definitely.
They're
Well,
putting you through training. They're gonna put you through some training and before you get
exactly.
back
I'm going to
in
be
the
forced to do it. Yeah.
plane.
All right. Well, anybody that's watching on stream, stick around because I'm going to be playing some more, but I will put the Beer Back sign on. But for everyone else that's listening or watching, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.